there's one wall that I haven't tackled in this small apartment of ours. It's our TV wall. In fact, if you've noticed in our previous living room makeover or the living room styling video, we seldom show the other side of this room, and that's simply because, well, there's nothing much to show here really. We just have our TV unit and this cabinet from IKEA. It came with the apartment since the apartment was pre-furnished when we took it. And we had a shelf here which we put into the store because it was black and dominating the color scheme that we had in the living room. And so right now I have these two blank spaces on either side of the cabinet, and of course nothing much happening on the wall. So it's a perfect opportunity for me to look at styling this section of the living room and showing it to you guys as well. I'm super excited about this video because this is a really interesting concept, especially for those who don't have their main seating area against a wall. So the TV usually is up against a wall, and it's a great place to style and bring a lot of design elements into the living space. But most people are shy with this wall and they tend to go very minimal on it. But you can loosen up and be adventurous with your TV wall styling so that the TV is not the only design element there. So let's look at how we can tackle this space. I'm first going to tackle this space next to the TV and adjacent our balcony window. It gets a lot of light and it literally faces our plant corner of the living room. So I really want to do something that can add a little bit of drama to the living space here, and I'm looking at doing an exciting DIY. Stay tuned for that. So I got this second-hand mirror to style up this corner space. I'm not happy with the way the mirror frame currently looks. It's a very functional mirror. In fact, it's supposed to be a wall-mounted mirror, but I'm using it on the floor space, and since we don't have much disturbance in this area, it's going to be safe. But I'm going to tackle the frame with a DIY to make it look far more interesting, and for that I'm going to do it with some leftover tile bits that I have from our coffee table project. And I'm going to first address the black border with some gold spray paint. The reason for that being that there is a frame on which it's going to be very difficult for me to actually place the tile because it's an uneven surface. I'm also not going to be filling the gaps in the tile with tile grout. So I'd like to have a background in gold which will set off the white really nicely. So I'm going to first apply masking tape and section off the mirror area so that the paint does not leak into the mirror area. And then I'm going to be spray painting this entire black frame gold. Now that the spray paint is complete, it's time to get started with pasting the marble mosaic tiles. I'm going to be cutting 2 rows of this marble mosaic, and then I'm just going to continuously place it around the frame. In order to get the marble mosaic tile placed on the mirror, I'll be using my favorite E6000 glue. The one thing that I was a little worried about and had to keep in mind is that this is a rectangular mirror but with rounded edges, and I had to ensure that when I placed the marble strips, it did not affect the shape of the mirror. And so I decided that the best thing to do would be to cut the corner marble in exactly half, and by doing that I would have a gem cut sort of look, and it will also go well with the rounded edges. The DIY mirror is complete and I'm so happy with it. You know, every time I do a DIY, I have something in my mind, but I'm not really sure about how it's going to look when I'm done with it. But this has surpassed my expectations. It's just something about gold with marble. It just instantly makes it look luxurious and beautiful. Now, I'm going to keep the styling on the floor space very minimal. In fact, we have these 2 straw poofs that you've seen in a lot of previous videos, and we just need some place to keep them, so we're just going to keep them here in the corner. But I want to do something further to the wall because I don't want things to all end evenly at where the TV height is. I want something above it. So I'm going to place something here, but I don't want to place anything that's overwhelming and takes the attention off the mirror. So I've got these cute little hexagon shaped planters from Daiso here in Singapore, and they come with these test tubes. So once again, since I love plants and I love propagating my plants, it's going to be very handy. I've used the same old super strong magnet trick to get these hexagon planters up on the wall, and on the wall I've used a bit of masking tape on which I've stuck the magnets too. So if I just peel off the masking tape, it's going to leave no trace on the wall, and it's as simple as that. Now moving on to the other side. I'm now standing on the other side of the TV, And here I'm going to be placing a shelf, as I had already mentioned. I've got this really nice delicate shelf in a color that once again goes with this piece and with the rest of the furniture and the rug here. Now this is a type of shelf that people can also use in the balcony and to keep plants, but I find it pretty enough for the living room space. So I'm going to bring it in and style it with items that I already have. In terms of styling the shelf itself, I have not looked at purchasing any new items. They're all things that I already had at home, and several of them are actually DIYs. I of course accessorized it with some plants that were small enough to place on these, and of course our books, because I hate to keep books hidden away. It should be accessible whenever we want to read, and so that's all I've done here. Now in terms of the wall, in keeping with the height at which the hexagon shelves are placed on the other side, I decided to put up something here as well. And since we already have art on the other wall, which is above the couch area, I decided to go with some family photographs on this side of the wall, and they are within a frame, which again ties in with this whole beige wood theme. I've completed styling both sides of the TV console area, and now on the TV console itself I have some amount of space where I plan to use some floating shelves. These were originally used in our previous home as wall shelves, but here we cannot nail them, so we've just used it very randomly. But they can house some very cute knickknacks, photos, etc., and so I'm going to use it here.
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away? Show us where we are. What makes the sun go to sleep every night, and what's it dreaming of? I wonder. How come the sky sometimes hides behind the clouds? Maybe it's just like me, a little bit scared of heights. Why does the rain always keep on pouring down when it's gray outside? It really makes me wonder. Yeah, it makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder. Undressed when it's cold, and don't they miss the leaves they left behind? Could it be to make the ground shine like gold until winter comes? Until winter comes, until winter comes. It really makes me wonder.